Hi, I'm Bowling Otter.
And I'm Missy Sandwich.
Welcome to the BS.
The Bowling Otter Show.
Hello.
It's been another week.
Yes, it has.
We got more internet stuff to talk about.
It was Halloween week.
It was Halloween week.
Which was awesome because we streamed on Halloween.
Yes, we did. That was fun.
And we were dressed as bananas.
And we did a big Minecraft stream, which is on the channel archived if you haven't seen it. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people in there.
That was probably one of my favorite streams that I think we've ever had.
That was a lot of fun.
It's always so fun playing with you guys, and you guys are so freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I know I say that all the time, but we'll talk about it when we're done, and I'll be like crying because we're laughing so hard at some of the stuff you guys did. But before we get started, I have to tell you what happened to us on Halloween.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't at the stream, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But what happened was we're in a new neighborhood now, and where we used to live, we got tons of trick-or-treaters, and there's kids in this neighborhood. A good amount of kids.
Yes.
Really.
Decent.
Of all different ages. We see people pushing like baby strollers. We see high school people and all kinds of stuff. High school people. And no, we got four
trick-or-treaters.
And we
all
bought
night.
these huge bags of candy.
Because where we used to live, we always ran out of candy.
We did.
There were so many kids.
We got 3 double 90-piece bags. We were like, we
ridiculous
should be
amount of
totally
candy.
good.
Yeah.
And we just completely nothing. So
4
finally,
people.
at around maybe about halfway through the night, we were like, you know what? Let's take the baby around just so he could go trick. We had a costume for him and everything, and we decided to go to the neighbors on each side and the houses across the street. And I think altogether that was about 5 houses that we went to, and only 2 were home.
Only 2 were there.
Somebody had their lights out, somebody else had a bowl out front, and I don't know, maybe it's just not like a trick-or-treating neighborhood. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to explore a little bit and see if we can figure that out.
Yeah.
For sure, for next year.
I know. I'm really, really bummed because he seemed to like it, the baby.
Yeah, he was having fun.
He was kind of excited, we're ringing the doorbells, and he kind of, he got a piece of candy from the one house that gave him candy, and they were he held onto his one piece of candy for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And he came home, he held his piece of candy.
Yeah.
And you know what, it was such a bummer. But to make myself feel better, the first thing we're going to look at this week is, oh gosh, that was a controller, not the mouth. There's too many things on this desk over here. But so I want to look at the Aw subreddit and look at all of the animals and babies in their Halloween costumes because we didn't get to see everybody's cool costumes.
We did not get to see them.
I know. Now I saw this one. Check this out. Look at this grandma. Look at that.
Oh my god. It's not loading. There we go.
Look at this.
That's amazing.
Do you believe it? Are those cotton balls?
That is fantastic.
Isn't that awesome? She's having a great time.
Did he make that?
So great.
Did he
I don't
make
know.
that like Walker?
If so, that's a really good idea. That is amazing, right?
That is so good.
Oh, look at that guy. That's really cute. He looks like him
That's
too.
also a very easy pet costume.
I know.
Because they don't have to actually wear anything yet. Just got to deal with something hanging from his
true.
neck. That's it.
But dogs are kind of tolerant of that kind of thing.
Yes.
Those of you with dogs, does your dog let you dress them up? Because we tried with Louie, I think once, and it just doesn't go. Cats
Cats
not
are like,
having
no.
it. Nope. And I saw costumes too. I was all I'm a PetSmart, and I didn't get any because I was like, he will kill us in our sleep.
Yes, you will.
Oh my god. Well, you gotta put
Dressed
the
up
hood
a penguin?
up. You gotta put the hood up.
Maybe
Look
push
at
the
the
hood back.
tail.
I guess if we put the hood up, you can't see.
Oh, but that's okay.
That'll
You
blind
still
him.
look beautiful.
Ugh.
Look how the head just kind of goes like a ding, 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 ding,
You don't
ding,
want to
ding,
blind
ding.
him.
Oh, do you know that the zoo up by us, the Philadelphia Zoo, has, I think, a penguin encounter where you can go and meet the penguins and feed them and climb all over, but I think it's a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah.
Crap.
Because
that sounds awesome.
That might be on my bucket list, I think, where you get to go. It might not be too bad, but I remember looking a while ago and it being completely out of my price range.
Oh,
so it might
sucks.
be, but being there's no way I'm ever going to be able to pay for, or have that much extra money to be able to do that,
Darn it.
But oh my God, I
That's
would
such a bummer.
love to do that. We got to look it up, see if it's a little bit more achievable now.
Okay.
Oh. Wow. Oh, did you just lose your hair in your face? Oh yeah, look at, is that a kind of hairless cat? Look at the webbed, how your fingers are webbed. But
Is
it may
it, or
just, or it might just be because, let's look at the comments here. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to remove the strays from Chernobyl. You know what? Oh, plus 10 rads. What was that from?
Fallout.
Rads. Fallout.
Yep.
Yeah. What? All right. I don't know what kind of cat that is. If you know, let me know. Oh my gosh. You know what? I never know how
That
I
is the
feel.
same walker, though, so that dude did not make his walker. That's the same one.
Really?
That's definitely the same one.
You're right. They must sell little baby walkers.
Little baby walkers.
That is pretty incredible, though, with the outfit and everything.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh. You know what? How do you feel about somebody say their kid says, I want to be a minion or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the parents are like, no, you're going to be Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're going to be, this senator or this
You're gonna be Jerry
congresswoman
Seinfeld.
or something.
Yeah.
And the kid's just kind of like, I don't know who I am. I always feel kind of bad for the kid when that happens.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
the kids got to make up their own mind on that. They get to be what they want to be.
I know. I found an old Halloween mustache, so I gave my dog eyebrows. This kind of thing cracks me up. Oh!
He's like, hey, everybody.
Hey
guys, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, let's talk. Let's play a game.
Let's go. You want to put together a puzzle?
Want to go have some lunch?
You want to do something? That'll
Wanna
be
do
great.
something? That'll be great.
Hurry up.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at that smile.
All right, one thing is that we know that the PlayStation Paris Games Week press conference happened this week, but we're not going to talk about it in this video. We're going to do a whole different video because we want to spend a lot more time digging into specifics on that one. So, don't ask. It's coming.
We will do it.
Okay.
Okay, so something a little different that has kind of been all over the news.
Yeah, this is big internet news this week.
Kevin Spacey has been accused of sexual assault about 30 years ago, from an incident from about 30 years ago. And they wound up discontinuing House of Cards because of it, but it was going to end anyway. But he kind of used the opportunity to come out as gay at the same time. And the way I was able to figure it out, or it seems like he's bisexual, and then has now just decided to exclusively be with and date men.
Well, I think his statement said that he has been gay all along, basically.
Oh, okay.
Or that he dated some other people. Oh, wait, no, I think you're right. Didn't he say he's choosing to identify as gay? Is that was that somebody else's statement? I don't know if I'm mixing that up anymore.
Yeah, I think his statement said something like, "I am now choosing to identify, or to live as a gay man."
Well,
not
either
identify,
way,
live.
whatever his decision was in that regard isn't the problem. It could be whatever he wants to be.
Yeah.
The problem is that the timing of it seemed like it was intentionally to divert attention from this other thing. And there's also that his statement basically said, like, I don't remember this, but if I did do something like this, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like,
he didn't refute
you don't
it.
seem that surprised that maybe this happened. So it's like,
And now-
how is this so sounding like it could be a reasonable thing to be accused of?
Right. And now there's other people coming out of the woodwork. Up here, they said there's another 3 people
I was
that
so
just
afraid
came
of
out.
that.
And now it's all exploding.
Yeah.
And all
Although I feel like I'm out of touch on this.
Okay.
Because there are people that have said well, he's always been a creep, and it's all like, wait, was this something else that I missed?
That's assault-ish.
Yeah.
If people can be creepy.
Yeah.
But he really will got touchy-feely.
Yeah.
And things like that. And I didn't read too much about it, but I keep seeing it everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. One, I was surprised that he was gay. I was like, no way, really? How sometimes you're kind of like, oh, okay, but for whatever reason, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, all right, but then people are accusing him, especially people in the gay community, are accusing him of hiding under the rainbow. I think Wanda Sykes said, you can't hide under the rainbow, because he tried to use it as an empowering moment. Oh, if I did that to you, I'm sorry, but by the way, I'm out.
I feel like what he wanted to do is he wanted the headline the next day to be about him being gay.
That's true.
Not about him being accused of sexual assault. And it did not work out that way.
No.
Because everybody saw it right away for what it was. And they're all like, Kevin Spacey gets accused of sexual misconduct and also tries to cover it up by coming out at the same time, which was basically an insult to everybody in the community. Because you're using this status that's discrediting to everybody.
Yes, that's so true.
And it's bad to them. It's also very incriminating for himself. And then I remember when it happened, it was like, man, I hope that what doesn't happen now is there's a lot more people that just start coming out and saying this about him, and lo and behold, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's a pretty bad dude. I mean, it's all hearsay,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where it's like, there's that much smoke, it's pretty much fire.
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah.
mean, like, if it's one person, there's always the opportunity for it to be someone opportunistic, you know, and like, you don't want to assume that.
Right.
But you've got to at least acknowledge that happens.
Right.
But as soon as there's 2, 3, 4 people, it's like, all right.
And they all have like the same story.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same experience. Do that.
Every now and then I hear people say when this kind of thing happens, like, well, they all come out as bad. Somebody ends up being bad at the end all the time. But
Nobody's
it's not
perfect.
quite like this, though.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one thing about not being perfect. You hear about a lot of people cheating.
Oh, sure.
You hear about like people that have like
Drugs,
multiple
or-
sexual partners and stuff like that,
Sure.
and like really like into some other stuff. But sexual assault is different.
Yeah.
Very, very different. And if you
Yeah.
have people that are being accused of sexual assault, they get sectioned off into their own little section of people that like, you know what, never mind with these guys.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of the other stuff, you can definitely make the nobody's perfect argument.
Right.
But like, or they made a mistake, like you said, with drugs when they were younger.
Sure,
and
sure.
like 10 years ago it happened or something like that. Or some
Yeah.
people get addicted, they need to actually go to rehab.
Right.
That's a whole different thing because that's more of a sickness situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like this is just like, yeah, these people just stop doing things that recognize them as like, we can't look past that.
Like I know somebody who is a strong defender of Bill Cosby.
Yeah, that is.
And he is
How?
and we're
At this point?
and he's from Philly and we're from Philly, so it kind of like it
He was on the
difficult to hear.
board at the
He was
school
at
you
the board
graduated from.
yeah, the
Yeah.
school I went to and go to. So it really kind of, you know, it hits you at home, you know,
Yeah.
that something like that would be hard. But you know, it didn't take long, you know, for it to kind of like form a domino effect, and then to go
that
like,
went
uh-oh,
crazy.
that was bad.
That was
And
way
I
worse
hope-
than everybody thought.
Yeah, and I hope that doesn't happen to him.
Yeah,
you know,
but
if
it's-
something happens to Tom Hanks, I swear to God, nothing. Tom Hanks just nothing better ever. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. If you're a member of the gay community, put it in the comments if you think that he's using this, if this is in poor taste. Him using it to come out, you know, and just kind of be like,
do you
oh,
agree with us
not
that he's
this,
deflecting?
but this.
Yeah, if you disagree with us, let us know. But I'm curious.
For sure. Especially because, you know, I find it incredibly sad, but it's having, you know, a satisfying ending in that these things are coming out.
Yes.
And these women that Harvey Weinstein or these people that Kevin Spacey are going after, they've been quiet for so long.
Yeah.
And now there's just like,
especially with Weinstein.
Yes.
Because he held their entire careers over their
right.
heads.
And there's like this expulsion of people that are just.
It's almost like, it's okay to talk now? We can do it now?
Yeah,
and they're all coming out.
Just and
So it's
like,
yes, it's okay to talk.
I'm so happy for them that this will, you know, that
It
this has come out.
It does seem to be. I remember thinking about that. It really seems like we're witnessing a cultural shift at the moment.
Yeah.
Like a pretty important one too.
Right.
One that we're probably going to look back on later and be like, "That's when it happened,"
Mm-hmm.
because there's suddenly like. It's crazy how rampant we're seeing, in all walks of life, from
Mm-hmm.
all belief systems, all political parties,
Yeah.
all professions. It's everywhere, and
Right.
like it's. I think as a male, like I didn't think it was this pervasive.
Oh man.
I
Oh,
really
man.
didn't, and like
Yeah.
I fully admit that. Like I knew it was there.
Wait,
and,
in Hollywood or
no, in
or just
general,
in life?
Oh, that's the thing. Like in
man.
Hollywood, it started to come out, and the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, you
Girls'
know what? Of course, it's going on in there. Why wouldn't it be going on in there?
Right.
But like, it just kind of
Ladies.
kept going everywhere, and I started to realize
Oh.
it wasn't sectioned off among any kind of person. It was
Yeah.
just everywhere.
Ladies, put in the comments, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where it's something that is on your mind.
Yes,
like if
it's
you're
crazy.
if I'm by myself and I'm like in a store or walking in the city or down the street or something like that, almost always, it doesn't matter what you're wearing, it doesn't matter like anything, you know, you'll be at a red light and you get like, burp, you get honked at or something. And you don't like, I just try and look busy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thank God for the phone now.
Oh.
Because before, you know, you had like a smartphone, you know, you would just have to like sit and listen to me. Like I'd put headphones in, I'd read, it'd be like this or whatever. And it's weird
Like on the
because
subway and stuff.
yeah. And it's exhausting. Like, girls, you know what I'm talking about? Please tell me you know what I'm talking about. Of course they know what I'm talking about. But it's such, and I remember
It sounds
one time.
scary.
Yeah,
Like-
because I remember complaining about it because you don't want to complain about it and look like you're, like it's a humble brag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember I said something about it one time, and I said, this is like really scary, and it's not a good look. And just like, dudes, if you're thinking about catcalling or anything like that, just don't do it. And somebody said to me, like, come on, some part of you likes it.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
that
like there
whole
has
thing.
to be some part of you that's flattered. And I was like, no, it's scary. You don't know who these people are. Like I've had like my arm grabbed and like, you know, like I've been like jostled around and stuff. And I'm sure many of you guys have too. Even some other guys, you know, there was Terry Crews came out and said that he was grabbed.
Yeah.
So this is something that's, you know, I think everybody has dealt with it. A school bus. I was driving behind a school bus the other day, and there's a bunch of kids in the back that are like looking at me and doing like gun fingers and all kinds of stuff. And granted, it was kind of funny, and I was like, wow, like this is how.
Yeah, but then you start to think like, don't get in the habit, man.
10 years
like,
from now, it's going to
yeah.
be creepy. You know, there's other ways to talk to people in a nice and respectful
But that's
way.
the thing. As a person that just didn't know it was that bad and didn't know
it's
it was that
bad.
pervasive,
Bad, yeah.
then like I think that there's just a lot of guys out there that probably don't know it's that bad.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously most guys are not like this, not going to do this kind of thing. In most
Sure.
situations, that just isn't the case.
Yeah.
And like, fortunately, when it happens, it's the exception. It's just a lot more often than we thought. So it's like, I think the people who it doesn't apply to have to be a little more cognizant of this, because I'll bet that a lot of the people that do it just think it's okay.
Right.
And don't think it's really hurting anybody or doing anything badly. And there's got to be some way to communicate that, like, it's actually bad. It actually hurts people.
Yeah.
And it scares people. So just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, because most of the people that are saying that don't actually mean anything bad. They just, but it is bad whether or not they mean it that way.
Well, but here's the catch-22 with that, though. And then we'll move on. I know we really got...
we're getting into this.
We're getting into this a little bit, and I'm worried we're going to piss somebody off. But...
Guaranteed.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be YouTube pulling out of you so raw. But anyway, if I were you, I would be really nervous about talking to women.
Totally.
Because, like, say, like, I'm talking to you, right? And I just do this anyway, where if I'm talking with somebody and I know them well, I wouldn't do it to a stranger, obviously. But, like, I would talk and go, like, oh, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
You know, or, like, touch an arm or, you know, something like that. I would never, like, grab your hand or anything, but I'd be like, oh, it was so nice to see you.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, touch you on the shoulder or something.
Yeah.
But if I were a man, I would be nervous that it came off like a, like I was touching you or assaulting you.
Interesting you mentioned that.
Or like an uninvited hug or something like that. Like I would be so like, I'm just not going to touch anybody. I'm just going to be like super formal and yes, ma'am, yes, sir. And that's it. I'd be nervous.
I was raised though that the way that you're supposed to approach a woman in general is you don't reach out first.
Really?
Yeah, if you're going to shake their hand, you wait for them to reach out, and then you meet them halfway, and then you shake their hand. You don't initiate a handshake, or you
didn't know
don't go
that.
up and touch them first. You know, if they're hugging you, okay, you hug back. If they go for a handshake, then you shake their hand.
That's a good rule.
So it's like
that's respectful.
and it's the opposite with men.
let
You
them
reach
do
out,
it.
and
Yeah.
like you kind of both supposed to reach out and handshake
To another man.
to another man. It's like there is no rule if somebody goes first. You just first person to go out there, you have a handshake. But with women, you do not reach first.
I didn't know that.
That was just the way that I learned. And I thought it was like it's probably an old-fashioned thing.
That's a fair rule, though.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
probably
fair.
old-fashioned, but I think that's one of the old-fashioned ones. That's probably.
Yeah.
It helps everybody, especially in a situation like that.
It
you
lets
know?
her set the tone for the interaction.
Yeah, because there's something you said that resonated with me a lot recently when we were talking about this. Was that as a woman, like you can learn the self-defense stuff and you can learn things to do and ways to get away. But he said at the end of the day, they're always stronger.
Yeah.
And always bigger.
Yeah.
So it's like
9 times out of 10.
yeah,
You
there
know
is
what I
no
mean?
there's no out if this
Right.
because somebody could just be acting like a nice guy and have some bad intention,
Right.
And if you go for it in any way, then you could just be in a bad situation. There's no way out of that, and that's freaking scary.
It was a statistic I read that said women taking self-defense classes is great for your confidence.
Okay.
It makes you walk with a more don't mess with me type attitude,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you a little bit more ready. But at the end of the day, chances are if somebody is attacking you, they will be stronger than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could try and throw a punch or whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm 5'2", a buck
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to take down a 200-pound dude.
Yeah.
You know, unless I have like pepper spray or something.
There's a lot of 200-pound dudes.
Yeah.
That's
You know, so I mean, I don't.
the whole thing,
So
like,
please
oh,
let us
geez.
know what I know we really got off on a tangent here.
Yeah.
Connor, I'm so sorry for the crazy editing. But please let us know what you think in the comments of all this. If you've had any
this
kind
is a
of
loaded subject, guys.
it is
So, you know,
loaded,
I
yeah.
understand that not everybody's going to see
And
eye
it's
to
a
eye with
very-
us, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it's
and
fine.
it's a very personal
Yes.
subject where everybody has had a different experience. Some
Yes.
people are lucky enough to have not had any kind of interaction like this. Some
Yeah.
people are the ones that are doing the catcalling. Some people think people are too sensitive and snowflakes and all that kind of stuff. So if you feel like talking about it, put it in the comments. You know what I mean? But it's so dicey.
This is just one of those situations, though, where I feel like no matter what side you're on, no matter what kind of person you are,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what race, what gender, what anything, I feel like it's important to at least make an attempt to empathize
Yeah.
with people who are saying it's bad. That's it.
Sure.
You know, like they're saying, like, this kind of thing really shouldn't happen, just to kind of take a moment and be like, oh, what's it actually feel like from that point of view?
Right.
Because there's a lot of us that just don't have any empathy because it hasn't happened to us. But it's just one of those situations where just take an extra second and think about it. That's all.
Totally.
Okay, so on a lighter note,
Oh!
we also found this page that was about TV finales that either surprised or disappointed the audience for popular TV shows.
Yes.
And this is an interesting chart because it gives you the name of the show, it gives you the average rating of all their episodes just by critic rating,
I'll pull
and
up a little
then
bit here.
the critic rating of the finale of that.
Right.
And if it was either better than the average rating of the show or worse than the average rating of the show or somewhere in the same.
Right.
About the same.
So
and
like
this was pretty interesting to think about.
We were looking at this for a while.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so the black dot here, this is like math. You're welcome for the math homework. So the black dot is the median episode rating. So we have like person of interest. Each episode was, the
That's
episode's
insane.
averaged
Yeah, of all these, that was the
9.
highest rated.
Right. So then they're blue. So the finale did higher than their average rating. So
Yes.
like the average show was rated a 9, but the finale was in like the 10 range.
Yeah.
And then if it was red, it was lower than average. So we were looking at this, and gray is the 25th and 75th percentiles and all that kind of stuff. So they have it divided up, you know, standard deviation and all that kind of stuff on some of the other charts, but I thought this one was the easiest one to look at. So I thought this was interesting. Dexter.
Yeah, look at Dexter.
Rated an average of about 8.5, and everybody hated the finale of Dexter.
You know what? Let's talk about Dexter for a second.
Don't do any spoilers.
Okay,
Don't
it's not
spoil
gonna,
it.
it's not gonna be spoilery. I'm not gonna talk about any instances, any of the plot. Okay, I'm just gonna say that holy hell, if you haven't watched the show yet,
Oh my God.
go through season 4 and then do this.
Stop.
And be done. Okay,
Stop.
because it gets dumb. And
Yeah.
like I really liked that show
Oh my
up
God,
to
it
that
was so
point. I
good.
loved it.
It was.
And then
It
season
was
4 was
really
like,
good.
oh God.
Yeah,
but then
it was
like
crazy.
every season after that was just like it's like, oh, that wasn't very good. And like that
Yeah.
one really wasn't good.
And then you're
Oh
stuck.
man, it's not getting
And then
better,
you're
is it?
stuck.
And then you get to the next season, you're like, oh, this is probably gonna you know it's gonna be bad,
Yeah.
and you keep watching it.
Right.
And then the way it ended, that last season was
Yeah.
just so
It was.
what the hell?
It was awful.
Yeah,
It was awful.
And I'm actually feel kind of vindicated when we found this. So
Yes,
I'm like, okay,
absolutely.
it was that bad, and it was that good when it was that good. You know,
yeah.
that was almost what I
The
forgot.
series
It was the
finale.
kind of arc that made me think at the end of the day, was it ever good? You know, like was I tricked into
Yeah.
thinking it was good?
Right.
But no, I was.
Well, you know what? That's the same thing where I'm noticing over here with Lost. Because although it wasn't as drastic as Dexter.
Not nearly as
but
drastic. Yeah, not even close.
I loved Lost. I loved it. And it just slowly went off the rails, but I was still like really on board. You know, it was almost like I was in a cult. And then when you're out, you're like, what was I doing? Like I was like researching
That's funny.
the like the Pacific Ocean and trenches and all this kind of stuff and trying to figure it out. But yeah, the Lost finale was kind of like, eh. But on the other end, look at Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Still very, very good.
Oh, so good.
You know, what is
Oh.
it? Seinfeld. The Seinfeld finale
Yeah.
wasn't rated well. Castle, I know a lot of people liked
I
Castle.
didn't see Castle. Oh, look at The Wire.
The Wire. Where's The Wire?
Well, I thought that would have been higher rated.
Wait, is
actually,
this
it's
in
right smack in
it's
the
not
middle
in
of the screen
alphabetical
right
order.
there. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
But the finale it did get better and better as it went.
It did.
But like, yeah.
Parks
Surprised.
and Rec. I loved Parks and Rec. Yeah, that last season of Parks and
Oh,
Rec was pretty
Entourage's
good.
finale was rated that well?
Really?
I never finished it.
Wow, yeah, you did it. Some of these we didn't finish. You know what else had a really bad finale? Weeds.
Weeds.
Really, really bad. I know. But are you guys, True Blood? Look at that one.
I didn't stick around for True Blood. I saw the first 2 seasons and I didn't stick around.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the X-Files. I should be focusing on the positive over here.
Yeah, what about some positives there?
I know.
Newhart, look at Newhart. Everybody loved the season finale, Newhart.
Look at 2.5 Men.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, do any get lower than that for the finale?
Maybe Dexter. Was Dexter's low?
No, I think that's the lowest, at least on this list.
Wow. But do any of you see your favorite show
look at
on this
Baywatch
list
down
here?
there. Every episode was terrible, and the finale was a little bit better.
That was the lowest rated show. Dragon Ball Z. Look at that. Down to a 5 for Dragon Ball Z.
Wow, that's interesting. Would you guys? I know there's a lot of people that watch this that are big anime fans. What's your opinion on that? Is there did Dragon Ball Z go off the rails somewhere? Or would it start really good? Because that's what that made that look like.
And you know what though? I hate abandoning a show when we're already into it. And we just did that with The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But we didn't
that's been
do it
going
on
on
purpose.
for so long.
Yeah, but we didn't do it on purpose. It was just we had it on the DVR.
Yeah, we didn't say I'm not watching this anymore.
And then we just never watched it, and they all banked up, and we were like, oh no, I think we had the baby, and we just missed it, and then we just never caught up, which I would like to.
Yeah.
But there's we're still in the middle of Stranger Things. There's a lot of things that we want to watch and everything, but I still would like to go back and watch it, but I hate doing that.
But to be fair with that one, all right, we did kind of just get busy and not watch it, but during the last several episodes we watched it, we were audibly watching really.
I know. But
seriously.
I want to still love it. I'm so invested.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time for the subreddit of the week!
Hey.
And it is expectation versus reality. And it's when you see an ad for a food or a product or something and it's all beautiful and sunshiny and lovely, and then you get it yourself and you look at it and it just looks like poop. Or sometimes it looks amazing. Sometimes you're like, hey, check that out, look at that. Although I can't think of many times that's happened. Although, do you ever get a Big Mac or something and you go wow, that looks really good?
Yeah, sometimes
you
that
go
looks that looks like a legit Big Mac. But it's just funny because those are occasions that are worth pointing out. Look, it looks just like on the commercial, which means it never happens otherwise.
The majority of the time they're always all squished.
Oh yeah.
All fast food burgers and whatnot are just
yeah, they're short.
But look at this. I bought this Bob Ross Chia Pet. Those are not happy trees. Look at that. Look at this Photoshop job.
Yeah, holy crap.
Look at that.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that looks bad.
What is that? Oh, poor guy.
That was kind of terrifying.
Look at that, all coming down of his nose. They should just go right up his nose like that. Just all right, let's see. Thanks, KFC. Totally what I expected. Sarcasm.
Oh, God. That's bad.
You know what would piss me off about this?
Yeah, that's exactly the part that really sucks.
So wait
the
a
rest
minute.
of it's whatever. You have liquids and lettuce. It's gonna look like crap. But where's the freaking chicken on that thing?
Yeah, where's the beef?
Where's the beef? That's interesting.
All right.
That's not as good.
He worked really hard on that, I think.
Yes, he did. He did. He worked hard.
Okay. Amazon Prime Day. Maybe it'll be like Black Friday and I can get a 4K TV for $200 without having to deal with the mobs of people. Hey y'all, here's the entire series of Liz McGuire on DVD for $39.99. That's true. That does happen on Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah, I remember spending all day looking for something interesting.
It's like a bag of
somewhere
rubber
in here,
bands.
Somewhere in here there's going to be something. I'll spend an hour clicking, and I get to the end and now I'm just looking for stuff.
Nothing. It's like insulated gloves. A bag of zip ties.
5% off.
Yeah, 5% off.
Oh!
You know what? It just took him a while to get their groove.
That's the only reason he did it. He's like,
That's all.
he probably did the bottom. He was like, I can't give it to her looking like that. I got to make this a little prettier.
Yeah.
There you go. Holy
you know what, though?
freaking crap.
Did you ever get a really tall, soft serve?
Yeah.
It stresses me out.
Yeah, you're like, I got it. It becomes a full-time job to keep it from stripping. Yeah.
Well, not so much dripping. I'm just imagining going
Oh.
You know
I worry about the dripping. The dripping drives me nuts.
Oh, but then you gotta do circles. You gotta do circles.
But when you have it that big, you just can't stop. You can't even talk to anybody.
No.
For an hour, it's like hold on a second. Somebody wants to tell you something, you have to give them the finger, and they're like,
Be like, I got it.
And then until you get it down to a quarter of the thing, you're like, okay,
yep.
Now I can take my time with the rest of this. Stressful. Oh.
Yeah, that's just mean. Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
What flavor?
It does look like a butt, too.
What flavor is it?
Looks like a very pale
like a
butt.
little white hiney.
Looks like a white hiney.
Oh. White heinies, Mr. I asked Groomer to shave a heart on my dog's butt. What did I expect of his butt? Oh. Oh my god, the butthole. It's cut out. Butthole cut out.
Oh, god. That's so good. That's
Why would you? Dog looks happy about it though. The other dog doesn't look happy about it. The other corgi's like, why?
Yeah, the other corgi's like, yeah, pooping's gonna be so much easier now. Look at this.
Oh. Well,
I have never seen a dog's butthole that clearly in my life
I
before.
feel bad for the
and now I don't
groomer.
feel like I'm gonna be the same.
So that means the groomer had to like really get in there.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
On all the dingleberries.
Yeah.
And dingleburbs.
Oh.
I know. Don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it too hard. Just don't think about it.
All right.
I don't think about it.
All right, and there is a new Star Wars trailer for The Last Jedi called Awake. It's a very short one,
55 seconds?
but we've been preventing ourselves from watching it, so let's see it. Let's go.
Okay.
Millennium Falcon?
That's the only way to become what you were meant to be. Darkness rises, and light to meet it.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Come on! This is not going to go the way you think.
Oh, jeez. All right, so most of that was stuff we had already seen. There are like a couple little things that clipped in there. First, they showed Luke on the Millennium Falcon.
Nothing else back here.
So how the heck does that happen? What does that have to do with it?
No, wait, what is it? Oh, okay. That's more Star Wars stuff. I am so hyped for this. But then, you know what? I avoided some spoilers because I think Adam Driver kind of let something leak in an interview or something.
Yeah, but I didn't see what it was.
I didn't look it up or anything like that.
I'm not.
I saw it on Twitter and it said like Adam Driver messed up or whatever, and I was like, oh
It's like,
no!
oh,
And
yeah, you
I'm
can't, like, you
I am
can't go
not
check that
doing
stuff
it
out.
because I am like, if I get anything from this spoiled for me.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I don't know if I want to actually see any more trailers after this.
Yeah.
If there's any more.
They've given a lot of scenes in there.
We had
Like there we saw Luke, his hand jutting up from under a lot of rubble.
About
So it's like,
getting
what was that? Why is Luke's hand in rubble?
I think I may stop here.
Yeah.
Because we had the last Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, spoiled for us in a live stream.
Yeah.
And it had just come out and we were streaming and somebody said like, hey, did anybody see Star Wars? And I went like, oh yeah, has anybody seen it? Is it good? We haven't seen it yet. And somebody just was like, vroom,
and
spoiled,
threw it on there.
And spoiled the whole
thing.
Yeah. And it was devastating.
Yeah.
It was so devastating. So I think I'm just gonna like cut it off here and remain as hyped
That's enough
as
Star Wars
possible.
trailers. We just want to go see the movie.
Yeah, I know, and I'm so excited.
I know there's
for
this contingent of people that have come out and do not like what J.J. Abrams did with Star Wars, and I'm just not in that camp.
I loved it.
I thought it was
I
awesome.
loved it.
I just plain thought it was awesome.
so
I'm
good.
sorry, I'm just not worried about
Yeah.
that. I am excited about him being on for this one.
Well, he's a diehard fan.
Yeah, that's what they needed.
And
They needed a
I
diehard
really
fan to
like
do
that,
it.
yeah.
You know? So I'm psyched. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, that was BS on the internet. That we went off on some tangents.
I am so sorry.
On that one.
And we gave you a lot to think about.
Get a lot to think
hopefully.
about, so give us some comments in the comment section.
Yes, of
That's where they go.
course.
That's where comments go. And if you like this video,
Yes.
please support us on Patreon. Click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.
Bye.
He cries on your mom every night. And pretty soon, stepping down the aisle. Y'all kind of therapist are you? Sorry. It's called shock therapy. Highly controversial.
Pulled out the straight your mom joke. Holy crap. All right.